Well, hello there, you absolutely beautiful, fantastic, amazing person. This is Melinda Balling. Thank you so much for calling our Quantum Leap hotline this weekend. Well, today I'm going to just visit with you a little bit about the qualities of a magnetic person. You know, that person that you just feel drawn to, you love to be around. They just come into a room and it lights up. They exude joy and positive energy. And, well, how to develop those qualities, how to take those qualities that are already within you and maximize them. So, you know, being a magnetic person isn't about looks, status, or how many followers you have. A magnetic person has an energy that draws others in. It's who they are on the inside that shines outward. Now, I'm a firm believer that we all have that within us, but sometimes we do not let it express itself or shine outward. So, here are a few qualities that I feel are really a part of being a magnetic person or personality, if you will. Authenticity would be at the top of my list. So what does that mean? Well, being comfortable in your own skin. People are naturally drawn to those who are genuine, not trying to impress. You can develop this by embracing your own strengths and owning your imperfections, because it's a combination of both. That's what authenticity is, not putting forth a perfect persona, but just being who you are, a wonderful human being that's growing in the classroom of life. And authenticity means speaking and acting from your heart. You know, Mary Kay was a great example of that. She always was such an example of someone who had such a big heart and loved and cared for people. She said early on, P&L isn't for profit and loss. It's for people and love. And she really exemplified that. I had the wonderful privilege of spending my first 17 years in Mary Kay, listening to her and watching her and even being in her home. And the woman really was the picture of authenticity. Next, I would say just positive energy. You know, that warm, uplifting presence. Smiles, kindness, and optimism create an atmosphere where others feel good, and they feel good to be around this person. So to build this, I think one of the most important tools is to practice gratitude daily and to consciously focus on the good around you. You know, it's so easy for us to slip into what's wrong, what's not going right. I mean, turn on the news for 5 minutes and you've practically ruined your day. We have the choice to stay in a mindset of gratitude and to notice what's going right. Because the more we notice the good things, the more those good things can expand. Well, next I would say confidence. And this isn't arrogance, but it's just a quiet inner knowing. And you develop confidence by keeping promises to yourself, setting and achieving small goals, and reminding yourself of your worth. You know, that opinion that you have of yourself is the most important and really the only opinion that really matters. All right, so I would then say empathy and presence. When we truly listen to others and care about them, they feel valued. If you ever had a conversation with someone and you could tell they weren't really connecting with what you were saying, they were just sort of focused on what they were going to say next, or, oh yes, they had the same experience or a similar experience, and they just spin off into it's all about them. Well, to listen to others, to care about them, to make them feel valued, we have to put away distractions and focus fully on the person in front of us. Listen to them and try to feel and really internalize what they are saying. And one of the things that I think is really important is to keep your phone out of sight. I see people having lunch together and their phones are on the table and they're picking their phone up every once in a while to see what their message said or who texted them and so on. Oh my goodness. Keep your phone out of sight. When my husband and I go to have a meal together, we go to a restaurant, we leave our phones in the car because it's just so tempting. The addiction of that is so easy to just engage in looking at that phone. So I would say that's a distraction we can put away so that another person feels like being with them is the most important part of what is happening. Lastly, I would say vision and passion. Magnetic people have a sense of purpose. They're excited about life. You can nurture this actually by staying connected to what lights you up and by sharing your enthusiasm with others. So, what makes you feel really good? What connects you to that sense of joy? When you're feeling that internally, even if you're not speaking about what lights you up, it lights you up anyway. And, this time of year, gardening is really the thing that lights me up. I get up in the morning, I can't wait after I do my gratitude journal, grab my first cup of coffee and do the little things that I do in the morning, quiet time, to get out in my garden and water or deadhead those blooms that need to go on to flower heaven. I just have to say that is a way to start my day that absolutely changes the trajectory of my whole day. I just feel so happy. So, what lights you up? It doesn't have to be anything big. It doesn't have to take any time at all. It takes just thinking about it sometimes. Maybe stroking your cat or patting your dog. What makes you happy? Because what makes you happy keeps you lit up from inside. And even if you're not in that experience at that particular time, you can take your beautiful mind back to that energy and just refresh it within. Okay, so I guess in short I would say the more you honor your true self, cultivate positive energy, work on building your self-worth, and that means just telling yourself that you are a precious, perfectly wonderful child of God. And of course, leading with kindness and passion. And when I say leading, maybe that's your team, maybe that's your children, maybe that's your sales unit, maybe that's an organization you belong to, but I would say leading yourself with kindness and passion. And those things, my friends, well, they will make you more magnetic. And remember, you don't chase attraction. No, not at all. You become it. So, you've got this. I know. Shine on, my friends. All right. So, let's go ahead and let me give you an affirmation for today. I embody warmth, authenticity, and joy, and my magnetic energy uplifts and attracts those around me. Again, I embody warmth, authenticity, and joy, and my magnetic energy uplifts and attracts those around me. Once more, I embody warmth, authenticity, and joy, and my magnetic energy uplifts and attracts those around me. Well, thanks again for calling. Have an absolutely magnificent day. I know you will because you have the power. All right, keep shining, and goodbye for now.